merchant ship replete with riches attracts more chaos than customers.
Geralt of Rivia, Witcher.
Ooh, I'm getting goosebumps! Say that again!
Battle 1. Fight!
Hey everyone, Stan here from 8-Bit Digi, and today I want to do something completely different. Why, you ask? Because it's starting to feel like 2013 again. Do you remember what happened back in 2013 around this time? Grand Theft Auto 5 came out for the PlayStation 3 and the Xbox 360, which was not good for every other publisher who released a game around that time. Which is why I have this little problem right here. Because Soulcalibur VI came out last week, and I've only had a few hours to play it this week, and I know I'm not going to have a chance to play it again for maybe another 2 months. This is all because I have pre-ordered Red Dead Redemption 2, and that game is going to take up most of my game time and most of my life for a good few months. So why did I get Soulcalibur VI? Well, actually, I didn't get Soulcalibur VI. It was gifted to me. You see, my coworker was getting married, and his fiancee needed help keeping him distracted at work while she arranged a special wedding party for him. So as a thank you, she got me Soulcalibur VI. Now, I have to say this because she works at Bandai Namco. However, any juicy gossip she tells me will never make it on 8-Bit Digi, because as a friend, everything she tells me has to be off the record. Also, I want to point out that I told them many times they don't have to get me anything. I was glad to help, but my buddy said, "Here's Soulcalibur VI, have fun." Also, I was not the only one to get a copy of Soulcalibur VI. My boss also got a copy because he helped out with this whole party wedding arrangement. And like me, he's also in a predicament because he's not had any time to actually play it, mostly because he's married and he's also excited for Red Dead 2. I'm not married, so I've actually got the chance to play it a little bit more than him. So all of this you are watching right now is only half of the time I've actually put into playing Soulcalibur VI. And because of Red Dead 2, this is probably all I'll have the chance to play. Hence, I can't really give a proper review or tell you what's great about it because I've not had the chance to properly play it, nor will I get the chance to. But I want to talk about it because I kind of did enjoy the time I had playing it, and it has nothing to do with the fact that I'm such a Witcher 3 fanboy. Also, another thing I have to bring up is, I should point out that the last time I played a Soulcalibur game was Soulcalibur 3 for the Xbox. Why the Xbox? Because that was the version that had Spawn in it. Now, personally, I did not have Soulcalibur 3. A friend of mine had it because he had the Xbox. So every Saturday I would go over to his place and we would kick the living daylights out of each other on Soulcalibur 3. And most of the time I was just using Spawn because, come on, it's Spawn. How can you refuse playing a Spawn in a game? I had one friend that had a GameCube, which would have been awesome, but his parents were a little strict on violent video games, so I never got the chance to play as Link in Soulcalibur 3. And now we come to the first Soulcalibur game I've played since the early 2000s. And so far, again, I have nothing to compare it to since the last Soulcalibur game I played was ages ago, and I'm not much or that big into fighting games, hence I'm not going to really review it, but I'm just going to talk about my experience. And I personally thought I had a good time. I kind of enjoyed the arcade mode, and it has nothing to do with the fact that I'm a Witcher 3 fanboy. Totally legit. This is a non-biased review, even though I played as Geralt during the video preview you're watching right now. Also, I'm going to use that lame joke a lot, so you better get used to it. I'm sure a lot of you were hoping that I talk about the game, point out its flaws, how it's either better or worse than its predecessors. But like I said, I've never played 4 or 5, therefore I cannot give an honest review, and as a critic, I need to have something to compare it to give you, the viewers, an honest review. So instead, I'm just going to talk mindlessly about it, maybe make a few jokes, and hopefully you enjoy this video slash podcast, or watch me play, whatever people like to call it. So the last few fighting games I've played on the console were the Mortal Kombat reboot, Injustice Gods Among Us, along with My Hero 1's Justice, and Jump Force over at Anime Expo. The last two were demos, and I'm not really going to talk about them or try to compare the controls. However, they had good working controls, so that's a step up. Meanwhile, Mortal Kombat, I felt the controls were a little stiff, while Injustice Gods Among Us fixed this problem slightly. I wasn't really that comfortable or felt like I was being held back when trying to play as a character. Now, in here, I feel the controls are properly respond to my actions, so it's a smooth function, so I could easily maneuver in the game without having to read a booklet or go online to check combos. I'm starting to get used to the combos, how to execute them. I'll admit, at first it was mindless button smashing at first, but once you figure out what does what, you'll pick up on everything like that, like within a snap. Okay, I'm trying to snap here. There, you got that snap? Let's do it again. Like that, snap. That's how fast you'll learn. Wow, I'm a fast learner. I think. Not really. Oh, and another thing I'm loving is watching Geralt just whoop all these characters. Correction, me playing as Geralt, whooping all these characters. Like I said, that fanboy joke's not gonna go away anytime soon. I've probably put over 200 hours in The Witcher 3. You know, this got me thinking, does the Xbox One version of Soulcalibur VI have Spawn in it? You know what, let's see if Spawn's in this as well. Let's see, let's go look up Soulcalibur Wiki, and no, he was only in Soulcalibur 2. I wonder what are the guest characters in other versions of Soulcalibur 6. And, only Geralt of Rivia, yeah. Witcher 3 characters in it. I would have expected more guest characters. It's pretty weird. Ooh, but what is this? Turns out Yoda and Darth Vader were in Soulcalibur 4. I want Star Wars in my Soulcalibur game. For Geralt, I want to play as Darth Vader, be all like do 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 slash. I mean, okay, back to talking about the game. During my arcade mode game playthrough, I did like the diversity in levels. Each one gave it its own unique feel, and I felt also represented the character I was battling. At the same time, I kind of like how it stick to being old school fighting arena. I've noticed too many fighting games now try to add some sort of gimmick. Sometimes it works, other times it doesn't. But personally, I prefer to keep it classical, which I like what it did here. Okay, I will admit I also tried to play the story mode, built my own character, but I felt the story mode to be pretty boring. And let's be honest, a story mode in a fighting game is one of the most unnecessary features. Just let me play as a character and beat the living crap out of other characters, either the computer, or either the games, or other players online. Okay, so maybe not other players online, because the first person I ever want to play with is my best bud, who I could either give him a good whooping or he give me a good whooping. Because let's be honest, when you play with other people online, it's not the same as playing with them in the arcade or by your side. Because when you play with someone by your side or at an arcade, there's this sense of sportsmanship. You shake hands, you fight, you win, good game. Whereas online there's no shaking hands, there's none of that, hey, good luck, best of luck to you, or sportsmanship. You beat the crap out of each other, and then somebody is going to get all butthurt and start swearing, using homophobic slurs, get all racist, and that sportsmanship is lost. Now, I'm not saying that happens all the time, but come on, playing online has that reputation that we all hate, but no matter how often we try to fight it or try to discourage it, there's always going to be someone online that has no sense of sportsmanship or class. Yes, it's true, there are classy gamers out there, such as myself. One proof, I am smoking a fine cigar while recording all of this and while I was playing Soulcalibur VI. So here are my final thoughts on Soulcalibur VI. It's a good fighting game. I love the arenas, the controls function properly. There's a story mode, but we all know you're going to ignore it and just play either arcade or online or with your best bud by your side. And seriously, please play this game with your best bud by your side. It's going to be more fun. But should you get it? Now that's a question I honestly can't answer. It's really up to you. Are you a Soulcalibur fan? Then yes, go get it. Do you enjoy fighting games? Yes, go get it. Did you pre-order Red Dead 2 yet? If so, you know you're not gonna play this game, so don't go buy it. Just enjoy Red Dead 2 for as long as you can, and once you get bored, then maybe go pick up Soulcalibur VI, because what you're seeing right now, this is probably all I'm going to be able to play for a long time. Also, I got my lucky cowboy hat ready, because I'm going to wear that anytime I play Red Dead 2, because come on, it's a Western game, you gotta wear a cowboy hat. If you want a good cowboy hat, just go to any Western store, you'll find a good cowboy hat. Seriously, get a cowboy hat, you're gonna need it. If you didn't pre-order Red Dead 2, first of all, what is wrong with you? Seriously? Second, then I would recommend picking up Soulcalibur VI, because you're not playing Red Dead 2, you might as well get this game. Best bet would be that I will probably pick up Soulcalibur VI again sometime during Christmas, because that's when my cousins come over and we really have wanted to beat the crap out of each other over video games, but I really don't have fighting games and they're kind of more into that stuff, so I'm pretty sure this is going to be a great bonding experience for all of us. So for now, sit back, relax, and watch the rest of this wonderful gameplay footage from the arcade mode, because this is probably the last time I'll be playing Soulcalibur, because again, Red Dead 2 is going to come out, so I'm just going to be hooked on that for a long time. And since I want to kill time, here's all the usual YouTube crap I need to tell you. Subscribe, hit the like button, hit the bell, link to my Patreon page. Thank you for watching, and now enjoy the rest of this.
It must be seized.
Battle 2. Fight! Down you go! Let's deserve that. Let's dance. Stand up. Now taste my steel! Ever fight a witcher? Guess not.
Stand. Fight to your last breath.
Now taste my steel! Battle! Gotta admit. Fight! Down you go! How about this?
The battle is over. Show respect for the fallen who fought so bravely.
Never seen such equipment before. Need to investigate.
Congratulations!